October, if you can believe it already. The time has been flying by, and I have a few more things that I'm going to plant in the fall. In fact, I think I have things I'm gonna plant year-round here. I live in a warm climate. And you can see, I just want to show you my mango back there. All that new green stuff you see right up there is new growth, and I'm so excited. First up, I have to plant Brussels sprouts. These look super interesting when they grow. They're kind of this giant, I guess you would call it a stalk, and then the Brussels sprouts grow on the side. It looks really beautiful, and I believe they have quite a few leaves too, so they're gonna need quite a bit of space to really stretch out. If you're gonna plant things underneath of it, I would recommend more like herbs to help protect against bugs, but also herbs like less light, so it's nice to plant it under things that will grow tall and wide. Or you could plant spinach underneath of it, which is something that is also on my list for October. I'm planting Bloomsdale spinach. Bloomsdale spinach is pretty common to find in grocery stores. Oh, there's a little bird right over there. And it's really good to pick young. I like baby spinach. I can't stand full-grown spinach. It's more like kale to me. Baby spinach is where it's at. And so, especially if you're wanting to grow baby spinach, it's the best to plant under things because they don't need as much light. They like less heat in general. It's all gonna work symbiotically. Cilantro, that's another herb, and I will be planting it a lot because I meant to plant it last month and I just didn't get to it. So I'm gonna sprinkle it around just anywhere I can. And this one kind of grows unexpectedly for me, so I think planting it outside will be nice because I haven't quite figured out the best way to germinate it inside. Next up is sage. I don't know what kind of sage I have actually. Sage. You know, it's really good on potatoes, and I don't know what else it's good on. It might be really good on some steak. I'm not even sure. Actually, that does sound good now, doesn't it? Like a sage rub or something. I almost think it would be good in beans because it has this sort of like desert cowboy feel to it to me. At least it reminds me of that because my grandparents live in the desert, and every time we'd go visit them, you can see so much sagebrush growing up, and so that probably conflates in my mind. And I really do think it would be good on like cowboy style meals. Oh, eggs. I wonder if it'd be good on eggs, like in a good little breakfast burrito. That sounds delicious. Next up, I got calendula. These are a flower, and it's great to plant flowers anywhere you're planting anything else you want to live, especially if it needs pollination or attracts pests, which is usually everything you're wanting to plant, unless it's more ornamental, less edible. Right, so it's a little too late to plant sunflowers, unfortunately, so I've got to stop planting them and hope that the ones I planted last month come up. But you can plant calendula. Now this one's great for your body, great for colds. You can eat the entire flower. I've done it. I really like it. My boyfriend doesn't like the green bits as much, like kind of the bottom of the flower, and actually I have to look up if you're supposed to eat it because I did, because I was just gifted this calendula honey, but I don't know if technically you're supposed to eat it. I gotta look that up, but you can definitely eat the petals, and I thought they were really good. They kind of soak up whatever they're in, so in chocolate they're amazing. I bet they would be, oddly enough, I feel like they could be good in soup, although it's really funny to put flowers in soup, but it could work. It could work. Well, anyways, they're this bright orange, kind of yellow flower with thin, really delicate, nice little petals, and they're just gorgeous to have in the yard. They really help with pests and attract good pollinators. That's something we need to do more often, is plant flowers. Even if you don't have a garden with things that you're gonna eat, it's such a helpful thing to do for the world to plant flowers, because bees will love you, and it's so important to keep our bee population going. I have another flower that you can plant in the cool season months, and that's nasturtium. Oh, I feel raindrops. And this one grows, it'll grow kind of like crazy, and it'll self-seed itself, so it really wants to be everywhere. It's not as bad as mint though, so you can plant it in the ground. Just be aware it wants to take over. So you should keep an eye on it, kind of like a weed, but it is really helpful as a trap crop. So it encourages the bugs we don't want on our edible plants to feast on the nasturtium instead. Apparently they love it, and we can actually eat nasturtium as well. I've never had it before, but it looks pretty good. I would try it like in a salad, little garnish, like as if it was arugula. I think it does have that pepper taste to it, but the flowers are really pretty. They're kind of bulbed, and the ones I've seen are more like yellow, orange. Oh my gosh, that bird is so close to me. Hi, cutie. I feel like Snow White right now. Oh my gosh, okay. Anyways. Oh, I totally lied to you. Wild sunflower is on my list. Apparently you can plant it. You can't plant these big ones, which is this one I have right here, this dead stick is actually an old giant sunflower. Those like the heat, so you don't want to plant those. But you can plant wild sunflowers. They're called wild annual, at least the ones I got. They're native to North America, so they like our weather basically year-round, hence the annual part. Next up, I have broccoli. I think I have Dayseco head broccoli, and I have yet to grow it successfully, but I've also never tried to grow it in the cool months, which is really when you should be growing it. I just didn't get around to it. I don't think I even had the seeds last year when it was cold. I'm not even sure. Next up is carrots. I've still got my new Kuroda carrots that I'll be sprinkling around, and I'm hoping my cool weather carrots go better than my warm weather carrots. They should. My warm weather ones were just so bitter, which can happen when it's hot out. For some reason, the cold air turns carrots starches into sugars, so they'll be super sweet, like just what you want a carrot to be when you think of like pulling it out of the ground and taking a bite. Oh my gosh, I want those kind of carrots. I've had those kind of carrots when I used to live in a colder region, and they're so good, fresh out of the ground, and I would love to have carrots like that this year. So keeping my fingers crossed on that. I think we're gonna have some luck, honestly. I like carrots. Usually when you buy carrot seeds, they come as a bunch of carrot seeds, because when carrots go to seed, they produce so many, so you can really throw them around and see what comes up. That is the best advice. It's getting a little windy out here. The best advice is to just plant as much as you can and see what survives, kind of. That's what I'm going for nowadays. Next up is kale. I don't think I've ever successfully planted kale, but I've never done it in the cool weather, so we'll also see how that goes. I think it'll go well, because I have lots of little lettuces growing right underneath you, and I think kale is kind of similar. So it likes to be underneath at first when it's a baby, and eventually it'll grow up, shoot up a stalk, and have many kales spreading out, kind of like the Brussels sprouts. So that will need space eventually, but I think it takes a good little while to get to that place. And in fact, I believe kale can stay from year to year, because when I lived in a cool season place, we had a house that the previous neighbors had kale in their yard, and the next year it came up, but like again, it came up out of the stalks again, and I was like, what? So I think you can expect kale to last. Oh my, it's raining. Let me finish this up. Next I have lettuce. I've got, here, let me just take you to alright, we're gonna hide under my banana tree right now. Next up we have lettuce. I've got 2 types of lettuce. Jericho romaine and Manoa head lettuce, which was made in Hawaii. Like they was cultivated in Hawaii, that type of lettuce. So it's really good for warmer seasons, but they will love this cold season too. Oh my gosh, it's raining so much. Next up, I got mint. Well, I'm gonna be planting that in a pot because mint goes crazy, it really does. Next up is thyme. Now that's a great one for potatoes. I actually do sprinkle this on eggs occasionally if I'm like making a meal of it. And the last thing on my list is poppies. I bought California poppies. They're that classic poppy. You think of that orange, beautiful, kind of long necked poppy, and they love the colder months. At least where I live in a hot climate, so you always gotta check the temperatures and check what kind of temperatures they like and kind of go from there. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna get out of this storm now. Bye.